Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Block. We got episode number 6 today. Wow, great questions. Another 7 questions we're going to go through today, ranging from DeFi, stable coins, and high interest rate returns. One gentleman asked, should we as a community take all of our money out of the bank accounts and start putting them in these high yielding return type of vehicles? And we'll get into the details on that, and I'll give you my opinion on it. Omisego, wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. And someone asked me about Hedra Hashgraph as well. We'll also look at XLM. It's been a while since I talked about XLM as well. What's good, people? Welcome to episode 6, and we're going to get right into it for today. The first question is again about the whole staking platform movement that's really picking up steam in the crypto community. My man Miguel Alvarez says, with so many crypto stable coins and lending and staking platforms and new DeFi projects gaining momentum and offering higher returns, in your opinion, should we stop using banks to store and save our hard-earned money? Or do you think we should keep a percentage in savings and checking bank accounts? So very good question, Miguel. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm fully about this crypto life. Maybe not as much as some of the guys in the game, like my man Ken Bozak. I think he fully lives off of crypto. But if you have to understand that we're still in a fiat-based system, and we will continue to be in a fiat-based system. I'm not one of those people that's in the camp of, thinking that cryptos are going to replace the fiat reserve system. It's not going to happen. Did I think that at one point? Absolutely. When I began my journey in this whole crypto game, for sure. I think a lot of us did. We were not kind of naive to the fact at that point the governments really didn't even know, or at least publicly recognize cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, or anything like that. Politicians for sure weren't on it. And, we had a maybe naive concept of cryptocurrencies possibly replacing the current system. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to tell you right now. I mean, it sounds great, right? It sounds like, crypto is going to replace and fight the bad guys and replace the system, and we're going to be all ultra rich. No, that's not what's going to happen. However, cryptos still do have a major role in this transformation of what we call money and how we use money. And it will, I think, tighten the wealth inequalities that we have in the world. So I'm not saying that it won't do that, but I don't see cryptos replacing any of what we have in today's society as fiat structured systems. It's not going to happen, in my opinion. And the reason why is they will shift before that happens. They are going to, and they're already doing this. You're seeing China, they're working on a cryptocurrency. Canada's been working on one for a few years. They've been, have a program that they've been really studying and playing with the whole philosophy of an idea of having a digital loonie. I think even the US has as well. So they're going to issue their own cryptocurrencies. And what you have to understand is that 99% of the people out there, Miguel, are still in a trance. They're still sheeple, right? You ask a person today, give them a troy ounce of gold and ask them how much is this troy ounce of gold, you're going to get very undervalued valuations on that particular troy ounce of gold. And it's simply because people they don't even know to look for anything else. So we think, just because we understand and are hip to the game of money being created from the Federal Reserve and, the government borrowing it and all that stuff, just because we know doesn't mean that the majority of the people do, and they don't. So if and when the government issues their own cryptocurrencies, the masses are just going to adopt it. They're just going to adopt it. Now, that doesn't negate the power of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and crypto assets and different blockchain, smart contract blockchain technologies. No, there will be a place for it, and I think that it will be it's right at this current time very undervalued still, the whole space, right? So to kind of answer your question regarding should you move a lot of your money, no. And the reason why I say this, there are various platforms out there I'm using crypto.com. You know, there are a number of them. BlockFi is one. And CoinMarketCap actually has a list now of various platforms where you can earn interest on your cryptocurrencies. And, you know, it's and you can kind of scroll through the different cryptocurrencies here to find out which ones offer it. But the thing is, I personally don't know what hedging mechanisms, what strategies these companies are using to generate this interest that they're paying back to you. I don't know. I don't personally know what crypto.com is doing. I don't know if BlockFi or Celsius, if they disclose that type of information. So there's still a risk with all of these platforms, in my opinion. To get this type of return, they have to take some type of risk, you know, and what that risk is, I have no clue. So no, I would not advise putting all your money into these platforms and earning, you know, huge interest. And again, you know, you still have to live day to day, and we still are in a fiat based system. So you have to have money in your account if you're trying to buy a home, or, you know, you got to show some type of proof of funds and savings, right? So it's various things where you still need a traditional bank account for. However, we know that you need one less and less nowadays with cryptos and stuff. You know, I'm not going to give you specific percentages on how much you should allocate into these programs, these interest-bearing programs on the crypto side versus what you should have in your bank account. But definitely, you don't want to overexpose yourself to the crypto side when it comes to these types of programs, because as I stated, I'm not sure how they're generating their interest that they're paying you back. I have no clue. And so you should be very cautious of that and only put as much money as you're willing to lose in those types of platforms. Thanks for that question. Next question is from a man, Heath Miller. He's got a couple of questions on today's episode. He says, good video, CB. He's referring to the crypto rice kicking the session I had. He says the question, how do you get more people to crypto? What about building a market? As an example, there's a software and website called openbazaar.org. It is like eBay with no fees, and the payment is in crypto. What do you think? So good question, Heath. You know, I've heard of this, actually. I've heard of this website, Open Bazaar, before. I've never used it myself. Let me know in the comments below if any of you have used this website. But I would say that no, I don't think this is going to be the way that the mass adoption occurs. I personally think it's going to be through gaming and social media. If one of these blockchain companies can get the recipe right, and more importantly, get the regulatory framework down pat to where they're able to do this in this fashion where on a broad scale where people can earn crypto for their social media activities. It's a thin line. It's a gray area, and it's a lot of, red tape with that. I don't think that we're there yet. And, that's why you're seeing with voice.com, Block One, the platform they're looking to launch soon is going to probably have a lot of issues launching simply because many of the countries are going to ban people from signing up, or you may be able to sign up, but you won't be able to earn tokens. So it kind of defeats the purpose, right? There has to be some economic incentive for people to get on these new social media platforms. If that somehow happens, it's going to catch on like wildfire. And I actually think that the bigger guys might jump on it as well. So we'll have to see how that goes, like the Facebooks and Instagrams. So maybe that's what Libra looks like. Maybe Libra coin just looks like a almost internal cryptocurrency that individuals can earn on the Facebook and Instagram platform and then somehow cash out in a closed circuit exchange. That's the only way I see that working for Libra. Yeah, man, I think through social media, and I think gaming, even bigger with gaming. But again, gaming has the same hurdle. Regulatory red tape is, I don't know how they're going to do it. That opens a whole nother can of worms that I'm not sure we're really ready and prepared to deal with. So unfortunately, we have the government that's blocking a lot of this innovation. But I see it at some point, those two on-ramps being the ones that really gets the most people onto or into cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, Open Bazaar, I've heard of it, haven't used it. Let me know if you've used it. Would love to know, and maybe I can go on there and use it myself. I see Andreas Antonopoulos made mention of Open Bazaar as well. These types of platforms, it's just no way they're going to be able to compete with an Amazon or an eBay, but more primarily an Amazon. But we can compete if we can have video games where people can earn money or in crypto, right? And make a career out of that. So, and social media, of course, as well. You give the right business model, the right company behind it that has the right marketing strategy and marketing dollars, they can really make waves with earning money and being on a social media network. Steam it, they tried to do it, but their model is just not, I don't think, successful at this point. Maybe if they tweak it a little bit, but right now Steam it just doesn't have the right model. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens, man. But that's what my thought is on that. I think definitely gaming and social media will be the route that you'll see the most adoption come, not from e-commerce. Next question is also from Heath Miller. He says, so my thoughts on the future of crypto. People will have three main coins, a store of value. Bitcoin is winning in that category, he says. I agree with you there. A stable coin, USDC or whatever. I agree with you there. And then he says, thirdly, a speed coin like Digibyte XLM. And this will be to pay for daily expenses and for money people will trade between the coins. What do you think? So I was with you all the way up until point 3, because I think point 2 actually alleviates the need for point 3. And so I think what I would categorize that third one as is a just speculative market. So the third one would be a speculative market where it's almost like number one, which you're saying, Bitcoin store of value. Bitcoin will hold that place, I personally think. But I think a lot of the other coins, all the other alt cryptocurrencies will be that third category of speculative assets. It's just a whole market of speculation. There will be value there. It has to be. You need a market of speculation or speculating. That's just part of a semi-free market. And so you'll see that. And so I think that third item is going to be speculative assets. And so your Digibytes, your Litecoins, all of those coins will be in that position. And then I'm going to add a fourth one. I think a fourth one will be more so program related, smart contract based tokens and assets. So you will have that be a category as well. So I'm seeing 4 all together. I'm with you on the top 2 that you mentioned there, being, number 1, store of value. The number 2 being stable coins. You'll have a bunch of those, but stable coins again will play the role of what you're saying for as far as number 3, speed. You're going to have stable coins that, especially like on blockchains like EOS or Algorand, you're going to be able to have stable coins that are faster than Digibyte, Litecoin for sure already. That kind of eliminates the speed thing. That's not going to be an issue going forward. But good question there. Next question is from my man Donald Muhammad. He said, give us your thoughts on OMG. I don't hear much about it anymore. Wow. OMG. I don't hear anything about OMG either, Donald. That's funny you bring that up. And when I was putting these slides together, I'm like, yeah, ain't had heard a word from OMG in a long time. So I just pulled up their website and, it's definitely still there. But one way I like to check on projects to see what's really going on is to hit the social media. And I pulled up their Twitter page and they're still posting stuff up here. Let's take a look at some of the comments. See, the comments really kind of give it away as far as what's going on with the project. So, there's only a couple of comments under this particular one. I guess they've teamed up with Omisego, Ethereum, Plasma, and HydroPay. They're doing something together now. But I mean, this one guy, Big Red Tone, says two dead shitcoins trying to stay alive by listing their work with Ethereum. Let's see what else people are saying about it. Someone says, and where does the OMG token come into this? I guess they're referring to this whole building an unstoppable financial infrastructure that's fast, fair, and secure. Create DeFi decentralized technology on the Omisego network. Leverage the power, blah, 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 blah. This guy, Noel Jones, says, I know, and I bought tons of OMG tokens over the years, and now all I see is so far is unstoppable declines in price. Another person says, fast forward after your ICO, the progress thus far is very poor, and the overall experience with Omisego has been disappointing to say the least. You can do better. You owe it to the contributors. And then someone dropped a link to BlockFi to kind of let Omisego know that this is already being done on a broad scale. People are still saying can't wait. Like, they're still building out something. It's sad, man. In my opinion, Donald, man, this is no good. They haven't made much progress, and them looking to continually try to build something fast on top of the Ethereum network. I know they're trying to use some side chain and just making things very, very complicated for no reason, in my opinion. Will keep their wheels spinning, and they won't make much progress. So I'm not I don't have any OMG, don't plan on getting any. There's so many other projects that are already doing what they're talking about, and it's just no need, man. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Always, my advice to people is to take a look at these companies, these projects. Look at their social media. That will give you a good gauge of what the public thinks about the project, not what the company is putting out there and what they're trying to, perceive as good and what's going on with the actual company. So always look at the social media of these companies. That'll give you a good gauge on the temperature of that particular project. So it's a no-go with OMG, in my opinion, bro. And next question from my man Heath Miller again. He said, I wanted to know your thoughts on XLM. That is Stellar, guys. I know you don't like XRP, and yes, I think it's a banker coin. Stellar also seems to be a bank coin, and lots of banks already use its coin for trade settlement. To me, it looks like a Forex coin. What do you think? I like Stellar. I don't think it's a banker's coin, even though there are some banking institutions that are utilizing it. It's not a banker's coin because it's an open platform for you to develop whatever you want. It is a fork off of XRP, but I think they left XRP for the very reason that I don't like XRP, and so they're doing it the right way. I think it's more of a community coin, and I think they're gonna have legs. They're on Coinbase. So I think they're definitely going to have some legs, seeing that Coinbase is probably the biggest on-ramp in the United States. I mean, it's great, man. And so how in your list, I said that you will have coins that are kind of like blockchain, smart contract assets. I will put this one in that department. You're not going to have one coin from a smart contract standpoint be the end-all, be-all. That's just not how markets work. And that's not how markets should work. There should be some competition there. So you will see, XLM, EOS, Hedra Hashgraph. You'll see a number of blockchains, smart contract blockchains. And I didn't add Ethereum in there because I'm not confident about them being able to transition and upgrade successfully in a timely fashion from proof of work to proof of stake. But those types of smart contracts are going to definitely be utilized by many different organizations. What is still up for discussion, in my opinion, is whether or not a lot of these companies will just end up doing their own private blockchain or taking a fork of that and, kind of tweaking it to their needs and rolling it out versus using the Stellars, the EOSs, all these other ones. So we'll have to see how that works out. But yeah, Stellar is cool, man. I like it. Again, it's not, in my opinion, they don't own all the coins like XRP. They don't have control over. It's more of a community developer based ecosystem, which is good. So I'm with it. I like it. 2 thumbs up from me. Next question from my man Info GB Semi. He's one of my frequent commenters on the channel. Thanks for this one, man. He says, what about the new kids on the block with the old guys talking about algo and HBR. I think he's talking about HBAR. I'm very excited about HBAR, and you should be too, because again, it's not a blockchain. It is not a block. It's the evolution of blockchain. It's a hash graph. It's a DAG. So it's a totally different way. And you know, go do your research. Maybe I'll try to link something in the comments below so you can kind of get an understanding of how it's different than a blockchain. But Hedra, I think, has the capability of really going like how we have computers right now with the CPUs. We, you know, we're using bits in our normal CPUs. That is like a jump from bits in a CPU processor to quantum computing in qubits. That's how big of a leap I think Hedra could be if rolled out properly. Now, I have to say, I had my reservations at first, and I kind of still do. But now that I understand it a little bit better, that, you know, my problem was that there were these 39 governing board members that they selected, and they're all corporations. I did not particularly like that, but from what I heard, and, you know, doing a little bit more research after I saw those comments by individuals about it, because I made those points about, you know, my concerns regarding Hedra Hashgraph, and someone on there, I forgot who, I would love to give credit to them right now, but they were like, no, man, you don't understand. It's you know, it's 39 now, but there are going to be thousands of corporations that are going to be on this board, and it's going to, you know, self-govern in that manner. So I think I'm a little bit at rest with that, at least. And I really see, if you having all these different, you know, corporations involved, it's still open architecture. You can still do whatever you need to do, build on it however you want to. But I think that may really be the future, that blockchain. So I'm very excited about HBAR. Algo, I'm excited about Algo as well, but Algo seems to be less, it can't grow. It, like, HBAR seems more like a rail, like a framework which you can really build on top of. Algo, I don't know, it seems more so for payments, so it seems like it has a smaller niche market where I don't know if they're going to be able to really expand the way that Hedra Hashgraph will. So I like Algo as well, but I think Hedra Hashgraph has a even bigger potential in the future. So you really need to look out for Hedra Hashgraph. And last question, speaking of Algo, my man Ronnie Jackson asked on YouTube here, what's up, Crypto Blood? What wallet are you using for Algo? Thanks for your time and God bless you. Thanks for the question, Ronnie. Another avid viewer of my channel. Good question. I'm going to be honest with you, Ronnie. I actually keep all the coins that I have as far as Algo goes on the exchange at this point. I've just been buying it. You know, I haven't even looked into a wallet for Algo. I just buy it right now. It's a very small percentage of my portfolio. So if I lose it, you know, of course I would be mad, but it wouldn't like kill me. So yeah, I've been buying mine on CoinEx. You can purchase there. I don't know where, if you've even been purchasing any, but you can purchase on CoinEx. I think Hotbit as well. I think that's another exchange you can buy Algo on. But I've been purchasing on CoinEx here, and so I haven't transferred any to a wallet yet. Just been accumulating. I believe they have a wallet, but again, it's so small amount of my percentage-wise of my portfolio. I don't even have, didn't even think about getting a wallet yet. So I'm gonna do that. I think they have a wallet actually. I was looking at it on the Play Store, and you know, you can pick or install their wallet directly from the company and install it on Android at least. I'm not sure about Apple, but for sure they have a wallet for Android. If anyone knows of any other desktop version of the Algorand wallet, let us know in the comments below, so Ronnie would know about it. Well, all right, that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Thanks for joining me on episode number 6 of Ask the Block. Make sure you guys get your questions in. Again, any question you have, it doesn't matter what it is, crypto related, try to keep it #AskCB, and I will put it in queue. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out of here. House.